Hey, what's up, guys? My name's George. I'm going to do a little website audit for you here today. Um, I'm sitting out here on my patio, and I actually saw your Facebook page. Was somebody from the company posted it on a forum, and I noticed it. I do marketing for several different epoxy companies in southern Florida. So I work with several companies from Miami to Fort Lauderdale, Boca, and Palm Beach Gardens. And I saw that you guys were advertising, or not advertising, but posting in an online forum about the services that you provide. So it caught my eye, and I started looking at it. And basically, what I'm going to do is rip you apart a little bit. Don't take it personally, but I'm going to show you some ways that you can really increase your revenue that you're generating from the internet. All right. So the first thing that I see right away is carpet cleaning. So monster flooring system and carpet cleaning. I wasn't quite sure what was going on there. I saw that you guys are also advertising for epoxy, which is what originally caught my eye. I love epoxy. I love the epoxy business. It's an amazing business. The profit margins are just amazing. I'm getting unbelievable results from my clients. Um, who I work with in Fort Lauderdale generated well over $50,000 in business last month. So, um, it's obviously very profitable. And the good thing about epoxy is that the market hasn't been taken over yet. So in terms of how much money you can make and the return on your investment that you can get right now, because it's not extremely competitive, it's to the point where I'm considering buying a couple concrete grinding machines myself. Um, anyways, I'm gonna talk to you guys about how you can increase your presence here and what I do for my clients and how you can get some more phone calls, right? So, first, let's go to your website. So, there's a lot going on here. Metallic epoxy flooring, countertop installation. It looks like almost a maze. So I'm getting from this that there's no, you guys, at least from the website, aren't trying to get carpet cleaning. You're trying to get epoxy jobs, but there's nowhere that you can click. If you're on a cell phone, you want to be able to just click and make a phone call right there. There's also absolutely zero content, in terms of words. If a viewer goes on this thing, like, what am I going to do? How do I, do I call you? Um, we've got a price here, price for what? It's just, it's a little confusing. So the bottom line is that nobody's going to find you online from this. Literally nobody. It doesn't have any of the things that um, is necessary for a search engine to pick you up and rank you at the top. So what people are doing, right? They go to the internet, they type in what they want, and they get what they want in the first three spaces. So let's do this for instance and go Tampa epoxy floors, right? So these guys are taking right here. They're taking 100% of your business right here, 100% of your business. So basically, American Garage of Tampa Bay is, they're going to take a real nice vacation this summer because they're getting a ton of business here. They're taking over the entire Tampa market, all these guys, and you're not in here. So, it's time to join the game. Time to get in there, and I'm going to show you exactly what I do and what I can do to your website so that you can get there. All right. So, number one. All right, let's check out one of my websites, right? So, Epoxy, Fort Lauderdale. All right, so that's me right there. That's me right there. Number one spot, right? So, this is going to be completely different than your website. A few different things. So, everything is directed at the type of people, the type of keywords that I want to show up in a search. So epoxy garage experts. I want epoxy garages, epoxy, custom epoxy flooring, epoxy overlay, polished concrete, decorative finish. You click this, you're on a cell phone, it calls. Click this on a cell phone, it calls the phone. You know, people don't even have to go any further. They click, they call. You know, and it's a new customer right there. Um, you know, I've got it's funny on here. There's a lot of writing. There's a lot of different things going on. Garage floor installation, garage floor coating, contractors, garage floor coating companies. You know, all these different things. And if you type in any of these keywords, by the way, you know, I'm going to come up right there. You know, every single time. This is one of my other websites coming up right there too. So you know, there's a lot to this, and you know, the whole point is content's the name of the game, right? So I've got thousands and thousands of words here, and I've got thousands and thousands of words in other places on the site. All these different things, right? And you know, the bottom line is like everything is pointing here. Fort Lauderdale, I own this market, right? I completely own it. I've got, you know, thousands of words of content in the background here, and it's, you know, it's just the search engines absolutely eat it up, right? So if you take a look at your website, I did a little audit on it. These are all the, you know, the basically the keywords for Florida or for Tampa, right? So these are just some of them that you want to come up for. So Tampa epoxy floors, you're not in the top 100. Epoxy countertop Tampa, you're not showing up. You're not in the top 100. This picks up this program, it picks up every single website that shows up in the top 100. For all your main money-making keywords, you guys aren't even in the top 100. And forget about the top 100. I mean, you need to be in the top 3 to be making your money, right? So, I mean, guys, I'm talking about exponential increase in your business, right? So, you know, just to show you guys some of the things. So I'll go to my some of my call tracking. So every time somebody calls the phone, I have a tracking system, so I see how many calls, you know, are coming through the system, and you know, on a regular basis, I'm, you know, getting literally hundreds of, you know, there's thousands of dollars that are being generated every day. So let's check this out. Let's just take a look at it. So, you know, the bottom line is the only people calling this website are people that are actually looking for epoxy floors to be done in Fort Lauderdale, right? So the bottom line is, you know, it's a lot of money. I'm gonna try to play a call here for you in a second. So this one, right? So. Boom. Hey, so this is my client Chris, Chris Lavin. You guys might know him. He is a big deal. He definitely is a big deal in the epoxy world. Chris doesn't mind that I use his name, by the way. And you know, at the end of the day, you know, this is where it's all coming from. So you know, let's take a look at your website. Not even coming up in terms of relevancy. So one of the things that I do, one of the main things is you need authority websites, recommendations, I like to call them. pointing towards your website. So if you go to this website, Epoxy Fort Lauderdale, click that. Right, and so trust flow with with Google, your website doesn't even come up. 328 links that are going towards this website. What that means is that basically I go on websites and I get links pointing towards that website, and what that does is it's very important. It's like the mayor of Tampa stands up and gives a recommendation to Monsters Flooring Systems and says, hey, everybody needs to use this. Well, everybody's going to use you guys, right? It's the same thing with Google. If you guys have other credible websites that are pointing towards your website, it jumps to the top. So one of the things that I do is I actually buy expired domains that are businesses that are local businesses, and they had SEO work done, and then they sold their business, or they let the domain go, or they went out of business, or whatever it was. I actually buy those websites at auction for hundreds of dollars, anywhere between $500 and $800, and I make them into a real website. I make a Facebook page for them. I point them at your website, and your website goes boom to the top of the ranking, and that's an asset that you own, right? So, all right, I'm probably getting a little long-winded here, but I just wanted to talk about some of the different ways that you can make some money, a lot more money than you're making right now. Get rid of the carpet cleaning, please. Add some more content to your website, please. Just anyways, give me a call. Hopefully, hear back from you. I'd love to work with you guys and